Cowboys are 6-6 in the last 20 seasons, a win percentage that's third best in the league in that span. Now, Philly took both matchups last season and is looking for 3 straight wins versus the Cowboys for the first time since a 3-game win streak versus Dallas from 2003 to 2004. And look at those Philly streets. It will be a beautiful 75 degrees there in Philly for kickoff at Lincoln Financial Field. I know Philly fans cannot wait, and who better to kick off the season than our Sal Paolantonio. So Sal, you have the pulse on Link. What can you share about the atmosphere we should expect in tonight's opener featuring the reigning Super Bowl champions?
Happy football season to you, Christine. Look at this spectacular day we have here in South Philadelphia to kick off the NFL season. Philadelphia Eagles hosting the Dallas Cowboys, as I like to call it, a little rumble in the concrete jungle tonight here in South Philadelphia. And fans were lining up at 5:45 when I arrived here this morning, 14 hours early to tailgate. It's a madhouse here in South Philly. Always interesting, crazy for Dallas week in Philadelphia, but it came a little bit early. The football gods gave us a Christmas gift in September, and it's really, really beautiful out here today for a great game. But this game is going to be a little bit different because you have so many new moving parts on offense and on defense. And the Super Bowl champs come out hot with Saquon Barkley, who was named the #1 player in the NFL by his peers. But he said, going against this new defensive coordinator, Matt Eberflus of the Dallas Cowboys, it's all about in-game adjustments. Listen to this.
That's probably my favorite part of football. It's like chess. Especially week 1. There's things that we put out on film that teams know, the stuff that we haven't. They got a whole new defensive coordinator over there. So you got the challenge of what they're going to present to us, what they're going to do. Throughout the game, you got to find what's working and find what's not working and capitalize. That's just probably my favorite part is the figuring each other out, especially in the run game, how they attack the run game and knowing when and where to take that cut and, how to set up the run, the big one, for later or early on in the game.
If Matt Eberflus tries to do what Steve Spagnuolo did in Super Bowl 59, stack the box to stop Saquon Barkley, that's when Jalen Hurts has to operate the deep ball to Devontae Smith and beat him in the passing game. It's all about that pre-snap chess match between Jalen Hurts and the Dallas Cowboys defense. And I couldn't disappoint Matt Barry. I had to do it, Christine. There is the headline in the new Philadelphia Daily News. There it is. You got it on camera. There it is. Lurie remains a step ahead of Jerry Jones. That's for you, Matt Barry. I knew you had to have a newspaper headline this afternoon.
I don't know if you can hear him, but he's clapping.
No. Sal Paolantonio knows exactly what I'm doing. That's my guy on a game day. Season opener, Sal with the paper in Philly. That just lights my football wick. So did Jason McCourty and our betting analyst, Joe Fortenbaugh. Let's start with the football. Nice eagle green.
Last time we wore it, they won the Super Bowl.
We. Okay.
Was I not cheering and betting on them?
True. They refuse to call themselves defending champs. They believe that they're going to start this thing over. So what do you want to see from this version of the Eagles tonight when they open the season?
Oh, I'm looking completely at Jalen Hurts. He's the guy I have my eyes on. And he always has some cool quote or something to say. And he said contribution over getting the accolades and everyone talking about you. And that has been Jalen Hurts this offseason. We're having debates whether he's a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. Is he a product of the system and the weapons around him? The hell with all that. Jalen Hurts was a Super Bowl MVP. The last time he was in the Super Bowl, he outplayed Patrick Mahomes. I think this guy takes his game to a completely different level this year with everything you're talking about, Matt.
Before we get to the betting market with him, I do want to ask, though, because everyone talks about Super Bowl fatigue.
Yeah.
When you get to the top of the mountain, are you concerned about that at all with the Eagles?
I'm not, and I think a lot of it starts with the guy under center and Jalen Hurts. And when you think about how he's been since they won that game, not putting the ring on, just being a maniac about the preparation and the journey, I think he's going to have them in the driver's seat and ready to go.
As for the quarterback tonight, Fortenbaugh, interesting betting market that you found in this one. What do you like with Jalen?
His rushing attempts is 9.5. I like the over. That means we need 10 to win, and it seems like a big number, but go back to last year. Hurts found himself running the ball at least 8 times in 13 of 15 regular season starts. He's got a really high floor, but we still need to get a couple more in there to put this over the top. Enter the defense, the Dallas Cowboys, one of the worst in the business. Nobody gave up more rushing yards to opposing quarterbacks last season. They gave up the 4th most rushing attempts last season. And remember, kneel downs count.
Right.
So if Philadelphia is winning this game late and they're kneeling it down, that's a rushing attempt. Tush push, which we might see. Yep. That's a rushing attempt as well, obviously.
That just seems, we were talking before we came, it just seems like a lot for a quarterback. I mean, you need to hit 10 to win this thing.
But it's something that he consistently is putting up at least 8, 9. He's in that wheelhouse. This actually opened 8.5 and got bet up. It was a popular bet amongst some of the guys in the know.
It is. Look, tush push, we know it's one of their things. Kneel downs, you can get it at the end of the half, end of the game. This will be a fun one to watch. So you like the over with this one?
Yeah, absolutely. In terms of this bet, yeah.
Okay. And at least for his sake, Christine, Jalen Hurts, he won't be running away from Micah Parsons tonight. That's good news for him, right?
Yeah, it is. Let's get to the Dallas side of things, because Micah Parsons' 52.5 sacks since entering the NFL in 2021 are more than the combined total of the next 3 closest Cowboys players in that time frame. The top 3 players on that list are no longer in Dallas. Joining us now is our Cowboys reporter, Todd Archer. So, Todd, as Dallas gets ready to officially begin life without Micah, they have a huge test tonight for Brian Schottenheimer and new DC Matt Eberflus making their regular season debut. So what exactly is the plan to replace Parsons' production?
Yeah, it won't be just one guy, right? Think of it as a pitching staff in baseball. Micah was the ace. Now the Cowboys, they feel what they have left is a bunch of number 2 and number 3 starters, and they can generate pass rush through their scheme and bringing extra attackers against the Eagles. But you have Dante Fowler, Sam Williams, who didn't play last year because of a torn ACL, and Marshawn Nealon, a second-round pick last year, and this year's second-round pick, Donovan Ezeraku. And let me go to Ezeraku here for a second. He grew up about 30 minutes from here, an Eagles fan, his entire family filled with Eagles fans. He said the second that he got drafted, you're no longer Eagles fans, you're Cowboys fans. Another interesting moment this week when we were talking to him in the locker room, he wears number 41. He was asked, hey, you going to take number 11? He's like, no, I'm not going to do that. So in some ways, he's looking to make his own name and his own number.
Yeah, so some big shoes to fill there for that defense. One thing that Dallas can look forward to, Dallas fans can, is the offense. Dak, CeeDee Lamb, and George Pickens playing together on the field for the first time. What more can you share about the trio's unveiling?
Yeah, they didn't play a snap together here in the preseason. That was by design. Brian Schottenheimer said he really only unveiled a 7-iron during the preseason. Now, when I golf, I like to hit the driver on the range so I know where it's going to go. They're entering this one a little bit blind, but Schottenheimer didn't want to give away too many secrets. This is Dak Prescott's first start in 305 days from that hamstring tear. And in 9 games against the Eagles, Lamb, he's got 50 catches, 647 yards, and 4 touchdowns. And for Pickens, he's a guy with 150 catches. He's the only receiver since 2022 to average 16 yards per catch. So the Cowboys feel confident they'll be able to make some plays. And I'll go to one more Dak Prescott stat. His last 5 starts against the Eagles, 16 touchdowns, 1 interception. He is 1-2 against Vic Fangio, and this will be his first start against Fangio when Fangio's been in Philadelphia.
All right, very excited to see Dak back on the field. We haven't seen him since November, as you mentioned. Todd, appreciate the time. Thank you.
By the way, a golf analogy used in football is right up my alley. Cordy and Fortenbaugh are back. So, Jason, listen, there's skill there.
Yes.
Quarterback's good. CeeDee Lamb is good. When Pickens is on, he's good. How do you get this trio going?
Well, Matt, I don't play golf, so to Todd's point, when you talk about my golf game, if I even connect with the ball, I have no idea where it's going. And I think that's the challenge for this Philly defense. You walk in, and because they weren't out there in the preseason, you have no idea what Schottenheimer's plans are to unveil George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb on the outside. For the Cowboys offense, the quarterback and the wide receiver duo need to be the best on the field tonight. They need to show up Jalen Hurts and his duo of wide receivers, getting the ball down the field and testing that cornerback that's going to start opposite Quinyon Mitchell.
I would say the one area where the Cowboys have struggled the past couple of seasons, they can't do it again if they want to win big time, is the running game.
Yes.
Williams comes in, Jaden Blue, the rookie. How do you like this running game? Because without it, I don't know that Dak Prescott's got a chance to succeed at a high level if he can't rely on his running game.
Absolutely, and that's the one thing that Schottenheimer did, and that's what he focused on, wanting to run the football. So I think it starts with those guys up front getting healthy on the offensive line, being able to start that way. So now you're going play action, and you're able to work the ball down the field and get those safeties in that Fangio system to bite up and try to stop the run, and now you can get the plays over the top.
Okay, I'm going to get something out of both of you in a minute, but I want your betting number on this. And remember, you went over 9.5 rushing yards for Jalen Hurts and the
Rushing
Eagles.
attempts.
Let's see, attempts, my fault. Attempts, sorry. Don't
Earwax. Earwax. Get it out.
fire away.
Fire away. A bit odd to come in here in an Eagles jacket, running my mouth about Philly, and then take Dallas. But the old WWE swerve, taking the Cowboys plus the 8.5. It's not about betting logos or players or coaches. We're betting numbers. The number's simply too big. It was 6.5 before the Parsons trade, goes through the key number of 7, up to 8.5 now. Was Parsons even going to play in this game? I think it's too much of an adjustment. I think the public is going to be all over Philadelphia. Couple key notes. Number 1 right here. Defensively, they might still be solid because they're deep, but that's a lot of key players headlined by Slay and Gardner Johnson. On top of that, you heard Todd Archer talking about Prescott's success against the Eagles. Prescott's only been an underdog of 7 or more points 5 times in his career. 5. Tonight will be 6. He's 4-1 against the spread in those spots. This is where he thrives.
And he wins outright. Did you get that one or just against the spread?
I'm sorry, we're out of time. That's the end of everything I have to say.
I mean, the Cowboys get a lot of negative connotation because they fall short in the regular season. They traded Micah Parsons. They can go in there and win this thing tonight.
They can. I think this is going to be a very close game. I think the Cowboys offense steps up and they make plays tonight.
All right, so Fortin Ball is going to go back to the Google machine to finish.